Hi people, welcome back to the True Colors podcast. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming in. If you are a repeated viewer, I love you. And if nobody's told you today, I love you. I just wanted to talk about like healing processes and how long they might take, and going back and kind of like rewriting stories that maybe had a negative impact in your life, or you have some trauma behind certain places or things you have done in your past. This past year, I have just been kind of like rewriting stories where maybe I like went on vacation to, or things I have experienced like concerts, and just like kind of rewriting things that I endured trauma in. And it's been really hard, but very invigorating at the same time to be single and to be able to heal from certain things alone instead of relying on maybe like friends or jumping into other relationships in order to fix the trauma that I have endured. So I've been through a lot of stuff, especially in like my last relationship. And I don't have any like bad blood within that person. And it's okay also to forgive people in your head, but not actually forgive them in person. I've definitely not forgiven a lot of people to their face, but I have forgiven them within my mind and within my body. And it feels good to not hold like any grudges or hold any like hateness in your heart. I know sometimes it can be really hard, especially when people haven't treated you right, but just understand that you don't deserve to hold any hate in your heart. And just me being through like a lot of things and going through a lot, I feel like I was just put in certain situations where I've been scared to go back to those situations. Like I went back to Wisconsin where I endured a lot of trauma and lots of sadness, and I went back with my friends and kind of made a new story out of it and had a really good time. And there was just a lot of emotions there, just feelings are definitely brought back up when you go to certain things and try to rewrite things. One of my friends kind of is dealing with the same thing, and they say like, oh, like last year I went to like this festival and I was with like my old significant other, and I'm going back to rewrite the narrative of these stories and like just kind of have a better time than you did, and kind of like have a better feeling around what you did when you were enduring trauma. And I feel like that's so important. Plus, just like the healing process is not linear. It's been 8 months, almost 9 months since I've been single, and I feel like it comes in waves. I do get upset sometimes and have feelings of regret or loneliness and stuff like that, but I know that I am strong enough to be alone, and I'm strong enough to not endure those things again. And I think that's very important, is to remember everything you have been through and things that kind of caused you a lot of trauma, and to understand that like you don't need to go back to certain things in order to cure your loneliness or stuff like that. Before, I would kind of rely on like jumping into other relationships or other things to distract me from the ways I felt, and now I'm just sitting in this like trauma and sitting in the loneliness of it all. And it feels so good to be able to, first of all, have friends that can help you out of certain situations, or just help you feel better and make you understand that there is good people out there. So don't ever close yourself off to finding good friends and finding good people in your life that won't treat you the same way as other people. And don't put your guard up so high that you feel like you aren't deserving of other people, or that there's nobody good out there, because I promise you that there is. The healing process is hard, and even when you might think you might be over something, it's never like just over, and you do get feelings of sadness. And I think the most important thing is just being alone and sitting through that, and not jumping into another relationship to try to kind of heal your sadness. I feel like when you do that, you just ignore the part of you that needs to heal, and you ignore it until it's like maybe you get out of the next relationship you're in, and then everything just comes back all at once. So definitely be strong enough to be alone, and be strong enough to endure whatever you're going through alone. I mean, there's friends that can help you out and stuff like that, which is like very important. I think not relying on friends and family, but like having that system of support is so important. And kind of lean into that and lean into the feeling of like you are strong enough to go through things and still be alone and still be happy. I just continuously do things alone and realize that like I'm okay and I don't need anybody to be there for me. I've never really been like very reliant on other people, but I feel like when you jump out of a relationship, it's like you want something to distract you and you don't need that. And I think that's like the gist of what I'm trying to say is you don't need to find something else to lean on in order to heal. You can heal all by yourself. Ways that I heal is doing things that I truly enjoy, and doing things alone. I don't really care about doing things alone and just sitting in the sadness. And there's some nights where like I'm just like really upset about certain things, but that's okay. And also just like if you do attempt to talk to somebody, kind of make it clear that what your standards are and maybe that you have been through a lot, so they can understand that like sometimes you can't show up in the way that you want to. And also like I feel like I've given a lot of love to certain people who didn't deserve it, and now I'm just like I don't know the stopping point of how much I should give to somebody. And I'm also just like so into like myself right now and pouring into myself that I don't really have the ability to pour into somebody else. But once I do, I think it's like I'm waiting for the right person for sure, but I'm also waiting for myself to come back to myself. I don't really care about finding a relationship right now or finding a loved one. I just feel like I am so into like pouring into myself that it's like I don't care. If that person does come along and I feel like they're worth it, I will definitely be able to pour into them the way that I need to. But my standards are very high and I do know what I deserve and what I want. And I feel like sometimes I go for people that I don't even feel like they reach my standards, or I just want to be with them because I'm lonely and stuff like that. And that should not ever be the case. You shouldn't ever feel like you need to be with somebody in order to be happy. I definitely am way happier being alone than being with somebody that I don't even really care for the presence of, or it's just like not really feeding me the way that I want to. And I noticed that like I can't show up for people that don't really reach my standards because it's just like not in me. And plus like I want somebody that will support me as much as like I need the support. And like being somebody that's so into business, I don't have time for people, and I want people to understand that and understand that like I can't be there for you 24/7 and I can't pour into you the way that I would truly want to unless I feel like you're worth it, which is kind of like, I don't know, it sounds like kind of like I'm obsessed with myself, but I'm not. I'm just obsessed with like caring for myself right now until I do find somebody that I'm willing to like give that love to. And I love this part of my life because I feel like it's just like so invigorating to be able to be alone and be happy and not even want somebody that doesn't deserve my love. Yeah, because in the past I have definitely been with people that like I pour all this energy into and I just don't get anything back, and it's very frustrating. So now I'm kind of like holding back that energy, and I'm being able to like clock when people are deserving of my energy and stuff like that. Plus I'm just like don't care about a relationship right now. So yeah, if you guys are going through like kind of the same thing, I would just say to pour into yourself, pour into that cup, because it feels good. It feels good to be able to like love yourself as much as like you wanted other people to love you so much in the past. I'm past that feeling of like just wanting love from everybody around me and like wondering why can't people pour into me the way that I pour into them. It's because like they're probably not deserving of whatever you have, and you know your worth. So I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope this can help you out in some way. It definitely helps me to be able to like talk about these things, and I hope if I like touch a subject that maybe you feel like you relate to, I hope that helps. But love you guys. Bye.